plan on going back to UFC.
You do?
If they'll have me, I would like to go back and fucking whoop someone's ass there.
Well, who would you want to, if it was offered? Justin Gaethje, it sounds like.
I'm not fighting at 55 though, but right now I'm not fighting in there because there's nobody to fight really. It's kind of slow rolling.
Like UFC would.
I don't really have a name in mind right now in the UFC. That's why I'm not there right now. That's why
But the name, the draw, the excitement that you'd bring to it, I feel like it's really lacking in UFC. Everybody's rushing, everybody's
I would
wrestling.
be there if there was somebody that I wanted to go fight. But
I want to see the rubber match with Conor McGregor.
with time for sure. Yeah, whenever he's back. Me and him for sure got unfinished.
Everyone heard Nate Diaz kick that door open, like unfinished business had been waiting for the right moment to breathe again. There was no smile, no subtlety, just direct intention. Diaz pointing straight at Conor McGregor with the idea of a White House card hanging in the air like gasoline near a flame. This isn't nostalgia. It isn't about legacy tours or farewell fights. It's about history that never truly settled, bad blood that never cooled, a rivalry that never buried the hatchet. It just paused. And when attention meets tension like that, chaos usually follows.
If there's another fight that would sell and it would be huge, it would be that. It would be Diaz 3.
Oh yeah.
That could be, especially if Diaz gets past Poirier.
Yes.
Even if he doesn't. I mean, just that fight alone. I mean, there's the history between those two guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be.
And it's so appealing stylistically as well. The fight, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm a grappler at heart. I love grappling, but I also understand that a jiu-jitsu tournament will put people to sleep. You know, even if you're into jiu-jitsu, it's hard to watch a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yes.
But anybody can see a punch hitting someone in the head and them falling down. That's that's exciting. And him and Diaz is such a great personality matchup. It's such a great skill clash. You know, if I was to design somebody that's going to bring the best out of Conor, you'd want someone that, you know, can hit back and take a big shot and put up at the trash. It's a beautiful fight. I would love to see that rematch.
Yeah, the thing about Diaz when they first fought was that he didn't give a fuck about trash talk. It didn't bother him at all. It was.
Nate Diaz didn't dance around the topic. When the White House card idea surfaced, there was only one name that mattered to him: Conor McGregor. No negotiations through the media, no marketing pitch, no dramatic buildup. Just the reality. If it's not McGregor, it doesn't hit the same. Fans feel it too. The trilogy sits there unfinished, 1-1, frozen in time. It doesn't need hype. It doesn't need a belt. It just needs the right moment. And everyone knows exactly why.
That Conor McGregor is being talked to headline the White House card. I don't buy it. I can't buy it. Why are we would be turning to Conor McGregor? And the answer is also out there, because he is the sport's biggest star. That is true. So is that what you need? If you've got the open checkbook and you've got the magic wand, without saying names, do you say, I'm going to put as my main event the sport's biggest star? Is that your answer? Doesn't matter who he's fighting. What if it's a championship match? You have an open checkbook and you have a magic wand and you don't use any names, but you're going to put the championship on. Would you say heavyweight? Would you say women's 135? Would you say wherever Kazmat Chimaev's at? Like, how is it that you would answer that question? And then what if you're really going to go for a big fight? What if you really follow this for a long time? You're going to do what we used to call a super fight, but now we call it title versus title. You're going to take the champion of a weight class and you're going to put them with another champion of...
Dana White, however, didn't fully buy into the excitement, at least not yet. He didn't shut it down, but he poured cold water on the immediate trilogy talk. White made it clear that time is the biggest wildcard in MMA. A single year in this sport can flip everything upside down. Fighters rise, champions fall, injuries happen, divisions shift. McGregor has teased a comeback, Diaz has shown interest, but in this game, interest doesn't equal inevitability. By next 4th of July, the entire landscape could look completely different. New champions, new storylines, new priorities. The fight isn't dead, it's just not ready to be signed in ink.
Last thing, White House card, like you said, you want Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE, so
Right.
it's like, at least that's happening and getting something to talk about, something to watch, and I'm looking forward to that fight actually.
Now fans want it.
Devontae and Paul should be good, and then because what else are you looking forward to? Hurry up.
Nothing.
Hurry up. What else?
If it's not you, McGregor, Ryan, it's nobody.
So it's good. It's good. We'll see what happens.
Now fans want you versus McGregor 3. Do you want that fight?
Yeah, for sure.
White House?
Yeah, what time goes? We'll see what happens.
Michael Bisping saw it differently. While Dana White played the long game, Bisping zoomed out and looked at the magnitude of it all. If Nate Diaz returns, if Conor McGregor comes back for real, then why hesitate? Their rivalry already sits among the biggest in UFC history. 2 fights, 2 wars, 2 cultural moments. Put that on a White House card, now you're not just promoting a fight, you're promoting history. And Bisping made another interesting point. McGregor doesn't need another fight. But fighters never really stop being fighters. There's always that pull. One more walk, one more win, one more moment under the lights. On a stage like that, it almost feels inevitable.
Conor McGregor said he's back in the pool. Nate Diaz said he would love to be the opponent. Are you interested in that trilogy?
That fight's a year away. Landscape will change so much by next 4th of July. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to be on the card? What the main event will be, or who will hold all the titles? Everything could be completely different. So it's not even worth thinking about it right now.
Then Bisping went even bigger. If we're talking true super fights, the kind that shake the entire sport, he pointed straight at Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira. Pereira's meteoric rise, his knockout power, titles in multiple divisions, the aura, the fear factor. Now imagine him standing across from arguably the greatest of all time in Jon Jones. If Pereira were to beat Jones, that's not just a win, that's a legacy rewrite. Still, Bisping grounded himself in reality. The expected route right now remains Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. But MMA rarely follows clean scripts. Politics, power dynamics, contracts, relationships, they bend plans fast.
If Nate Diaz was to come back, but if he was, and if Conor McGregor does actually make it back, I think that's the fight to make all day long. The one-on-one, there were some of the biggest fights in UFC history. Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor at the White House would be absolutely insane. It probably will have Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones in the main event. It probably will have Conor McGregor versus someone, Michael Chandler or Nate Diaz, in the co-main event. So that just kind of sets the tone for how big that card would be. What do you think? Do you think Conor McGregor will actually make it back? Of course, he hasn't fought since 2021, right? It's going to be 5 years since he last fought. I, for one, fair play to the guy. Fair play, man, respect. He doesn't need to do this. He doesn't need to come back. He's got lots of other avenues and ways to make money, but fighting is something that never leaves you, okay? It's a part of who you are. It's in your DNA. It's part of your soul. And he wants to come back and he wants to get his hands raised in victory. Of course, he wants to come back and be a part of that.
MMA guru pulled the conversation back to earth. From a fan's perspective, timing is everything. Diaz can't just walk back in and jump straight into a massive trilogy. He needs a statement win, a meaningful welterweight performance. Make noise, remind people. Only then does the McGregor trilogy feel explosive again, especially on a platform as symbolic as a White House event. Right now, hardcore fans are debating matchups like Khamzat Chimaev or Magomed Ankalaev in the broader picture, but many voices, including Ariel Helwani, are quietly leaning toward Diaz versus McGregor as the fight that carries the most cultural weight.
Fair, if we're talking about super fights, if we're talking about something that's really going to get the MMA world excited, then it would be Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira, right? Alex Pereira is one of the biggest stars. He came back in style and destroyed Magomed Ankalaev. The man's phenomenal. He's unbelievable. He's a 2-weight division champion. What he's achieved in this sport is ridiculous. If he was to face Jon Jones and if he was to beat him, then I guess he would go on and fight for the 3rd belt, and that'd be it. That'd be set in stone. Alex Pereira would, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, be the greatest mixed martial artist to ever compete. Simple as that. There's no one that's fought for 3 belts or won 3 belts. Just the thought of that alone is crazy. I mean, it took me about, 26 fights in the UFC to even get 1 title shot. So they're not easy to come by. Anyway, so there's that. Now they're talking about Conor McGregor fighting Michael Chandler. That's going to be the fight that happens. We all know about that. There's nothing new there. And the thing is, if Donald Trump wants it, if the President of the United States wants it, and as Eric says in that video, him and Dana.
Chael Sonnen wasn't fully convinced. Yes, McGregor is the biggest star in the sport. That's undeniable. But Sonnen posed a different question. Does being the biggest star automatically qualify you to headline a historic card? If you're building the ultimate event with unlimited resources, do you prioritize a heavyweight championship, a women's bantamweight title fight, a title versus title super fight, or pure star power? Sonnen's point wasn't anti-McGregor, it was strategic. Star power matters, but stakes matter too.
That's not the fight I want to see next, okay? If Nate Diaz comes back and gets a big win over someone in the welterweight division, okay? And he does it impressively, and then the McGregor fight happens, that's when I'm interested. But right now, I feel like the hardcore fans are kind of in mutual agreement that it's Masvidal or Gaethje. To us, it's kind of Masvidal or Gaethje, and for Chael Sonnen and Ariel Helwani to both say that they think Nate Diaz Trilogy should be next is strange to me. Very strange to me, because I would love to see either Gaethje or Masvidal. I feel like everyone's in agreement here. We've seen that Donald Cerrone has been beaten by Conor McGregor in his return at UFC.
Sonnen went even further, talking about booking McGregor now for a mid-2026 White House event at a venue not yet built with tickets not yet sold starts to feel premature. And here's the bigger issue. If Conor isn't champion and he's not in immediate title contention, then your biggest name isn't fighting for gold. On a historic card, that optics question matters. Can you sell the biggest event ever if your headliner isn't fighting for a belt? Even with other titles on the line, it complicates the message.
That Conor McGregor is being talked to headline the White House card. I don't buy it. I can't buy it. Why are we would be turning to Conor McGregor? And the answer is also out there, because he is the sport's biggest star. That is true. So is that what you need? If you've got the open checkbook and you've got the magic wand, without saying names, do you say, I'm going to put as my main event the sport's biggest star? Is that your answer? Doesn't matter who he's fighting. What if it's a championship match? You have an open checkbook and you have a magic wand and you don't use any names, but you're going to put the championship on. Would you say heavyweight? Would you say women's 135? Would you say wherever Kazmat Chimaev's at? Like, how is it that you would answer that question? And then what if you're really going to go for a big fight? What if you really follow this for a long time and you're going to do what we used to call a super fight, but now we call it title versus title? You're going to take the champion of a weight class and you're going to put them with another champion.
Then Ben Askren stirred the pot. He challenged Nate Diaz's legacy directly. Askren argued that Diaz, despite being wildly popular and culturally iconic, was statistically an average fighter with a modest record in the UFC. In Askren's view, Diaz mastered perception, turning grit and personality into elite status in the public eye. It's the kind of take that guarantees backlash. Social media would explode. But whether you agree or not, it forces the conversation. How much of legacy is record, and how much is impact?
And it's one of the reasons that I'm struggling with the idea that McGregor is being penciled in the middle of 2025 for a card that sits dead center in the middle of 2026 at a venue yet to be built for tickets that are yet to be on sale. I struggle with it because we're openly saying if we're going to put Conor on there that there's no title. Unless you believe that Conor McGregor is going to demote himself, right? The biggest draw should be the main event. Your biggest star, regardless of belt, should be the main event. But in this case, if our biggest draw and our biggest star is not a champion or a contender in any weight class, we're going to acknowledge up front that our biggest show will not contain a title, which makes it a little difficult down the road to go, this show's bigger than big. In fact, we got 2 titles up. Yes, you heard me, there's 2 titles. When can you ever get that?
Listen, Nate Diaz He is the most puzzling. He's not. I don't even think he's that good. I'll go get his record if you want me to. But he has convinced people he is good at fighting somehow, some way.
He's pretty good.
I'm gonna go get his damn record, Daniel. It's not.
But he won the Ultimate Fighter. He won the Ultimate Fighter. I'm saying he was good for the time that he was fighting.
No, he wasn't. He was average.
He was. Yeah. Okay. I'm just.
Okay.
Trying
I'm gonna go get the record. I'm gonna go get the record. They're gonna yell at me. I know this. Okay. Let's see. Well, his record is 21-13.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes, that's not that great.
Okay, I take it back. I'm taking it back.
And he was going into the UFC, he was, I think it was 5-1. So within the UFC, he was 16-12.
That's not good.
That's not very good.
That's not good. There's really no way to twist that into good.
Yeah. So but you know, his personality, that's another one's like, how did his personality catch on? He says funny things sometimes. He's a little bit different. I don't know. Yeah. And listen, if you post this clip, please don't post this clip because the Diaz army will attack.
Daniel Cormier stepped in with a dose of realism regarding Jon Jones. While the heavyweight conversations are intriguing, Cormier believes Jones' best work, and perhaps the fans truly crave, still lies at light heavyweight, specifically Alex Pereira at 205. Cormier acknowledged Jones has bulked up over time, but cutting back down isn't impossible. In that matchup, it feels like destiny if both timelines align. Meanwhile, Jon Anik offered a blueprint. Main event, the heavyweight title, Tom Aspinall defending against Cyril Gane. Co-main, Peter Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili for bantamweight gold. 4 or 5 undisputed titles on one card, on the White House lawn. Historic doesn't even begin to cover it. Brendan Schaub imagined chaos in the best way. Arman Sarukian, Islam Makhachev, Sean Strickland, Alex Pereira, Jon Jones, McGregor versus Diaz. Add Gable Stevenson, add Bo Nickel, add Michael Chandler. A card so stacked it resets expectations for what big means in MMA. And finally, Henry Cejudo narrowed it down. Out of all the potential mega fights, Jones versus Pereira, Jones versus Francis Ngannou, McGregor versus Chandler, he chose Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Why? Symbolism. The 250th birthday of the United States. The old guard versus the new era. The greatest of all time versus the present champion. In Cejudo's eyes, that's not just a fight, that's a defining moment. So what's your take? Does Nate Diaz return to finish the story with Conor McGregor? Does Jon Jones cement his greatness one more time? Or does a new era take over on the biggest stage imaginable? Drop your thoughts below and stay locked in, because if this card becomes reality, you won't want to miss a second of it.